welcome to the unraveling of the deep wisdom behind some of Africa's finest proverbs. This is Honeydrops from the Sages, and I am Onoja Simeon. Today we are looking at an African proverb that says, "The fact that vultures live on carcasses does not mean they will starve to death if they stay too long on the trees." Yes, that's our proverb for today. And if you stick around for a few minutes, you would definitely get some tips that would drag you from the back seat of overthinking to the front seat of action, prompt actions. Now, I would say vultures are among the few lucky carnivorous animals that do not have to chase, they do not have to go through the stress of chasing and killing their food before they eat. But what they basically do is wait for either the animal to die naturally or be killed by other animals, and then just go eat. So what life can be easier? Just stay, wait, they die. But experience and time has taught them that if they stay and wait, most times they will starve to death. So over time, they've developed certain features that does not only allow them to survive that dangerous habit of eating very dangerous bacteria and still survive, but that helps them to get to these carcasses on time. One of such features is a good eyesight. In fact, it's been said that vultures are able to spot, say, an apple of about 6 centimeters size from about 1 kilometer up in the sky. They've also got very good sense of smell that allows them to pick these animals, dying or dead animals, from very far up in the sky. Also, they have these very wide wings that allow them to glide over a long distance without having to flap, and that's how they're able to just glide around and just keep looking for those dead and dying stuff so they can just quickly pick them up before time. Also, they have very flat chicken-like feet that allows them to run very fast even on the ground. So what this shows is that yes, their food is immobile and often rejected by most other animals, yet they need to go get the food, or else we won't have vultures today. But please, before we get lost in the wisdom behind this proverb, I'd like you to smash, click, hit, wherever, the notification bell and the subscribe button so you don't miss our next quest into the wise world of African proverbs. I do not know about you, but I've had times in life when I spend so much time analyzing an issue that I end up either missing out completely or missing out the actual fun of that particular thing. Perhaps if you take a seat in a cool spot and allow yourself to just travel back memory lane and try to recall some of the events and things that have happened in your life in the past. Maybe you would recall some instances where the what if question has either robbed you of some very important things in life, or maybe you might be at a point in your life where you're about to take a very serious decision that is very important to your life, and you can't afford to get it wrong. So you're taking your time to make sure all the gray areas are clear, you're convinced everything is taken care of, so you're almost sure that this will not go wrong. But this proverb is drawing your attention to the fact that the line between analysis and analysis paralysis is thinner than most of us know. The line between thinking and overthinking is not as broad as most of us think it is. I recall a rather funny drama that happened after my proposal to my wife. My now wife, then my girlfriend. Before I met her, I'd already made up my mind that I wanted to get married. So it didn't take me that long or that much time to propose to her after we met. But there was this guy who was lurking around the corner and either waiting for the perfect time or analyzing. I'm not in a position to say exactly what he was doing. But the long and short of it was that I came in, went for the kill. No, not for the kill. Let's not say for the kill. Went in, proposed, and of course, who would say no to a charming guy like myself? So she went on. She said a big yes. And while we were busy gliding towards our glorious wedding, or our beautiful wedding, the guy suddenly woke up from his whatever he was doing and started fighting, started chasing really hard to get her. But unfortunately for him, and of course fortunately for me, it was too late. And so today, I'm happily married. I don't know about him. Yeah. That's the thing about overthinking. Sometimes you lose big things while trying to make sure you don't miss them. Note that it's not by coincidence that we have the word thinking in overthinking and analysis in analysis paralysis. Most times we take solace in the deception that we are only playing safe. I'm only playing safe. I'm just taking my time to make sure things don't go wrong. When in fact, we have long crossed into the level or the line or the area of paralysis by analysis. And this word analysis paralysis or paralysis by analysis that I've been using simply means overthinking about a decision to the extent that you end up not even deciding or doing the stuff you're thinking about at all. That's analysis paralysis. And to be honest, the plethora of options in today's world has made the situation even more difficult. Imagine that you just walk into a boutique now to buy a shirt for yourself. Most times you're faced with so many options that you either end up buying something completely different or not buying the shirt at all. You end up going back home and thinking, well, I'll make up the money and buy something else that I saw. So, and the same goes with the choice of the place to live, car to buy, who to marry, who to trust, and on and all these very important decisions of life. And so the following tips should help us move from that point of, analysis, from the backseat of analysis to the front seat of action. Not just action, but prompt action. Number one, know that sometimes we do not need to see it all through before we start moving. We only need to see enough to start. I mean, imagine that you want to drive from, say, where I am now to London. You wouldn't wait to be able to see the road all the way to London before you start. You probably just need to see like a meter or more from where you are. And that's enough for you to get started. And the hope is that as you go, all will be well and everything will be clear. That's the same thing with life. You do not need to see the way through before you start. Number two tip, just start from where you are. Just start. Start. That's all. Short. Start. Nothing more. Take the first step in faith. You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. Those are the words of Martin Luther King Jr. It was also Tony Robbins who said, the only impossible journey is the one you never begin. Number three, set a time limit. Everything you decide to do should have a time limit today. Example, I will propose to her on the 14th of February this year, or next year, or the year after, or last year, as the case may be. Number four, know that sometimes it's okay and human not to be perfect. That's the truth. No matter how hard you try, sometimes you will make wrong choices and take wrong decisions. All you need to know is that even the worst mistakes of the past can serve as lessons to shape the future. So, it is important to think things through. In fact, sometimes important to think again and again before deciding. And the bigger the decision, the more the need to think and rethink. But there is a point of transition from thinking to acting, from planning to playing, from analysis to action. And it becomes analysis paralysis if thinking goes over that point. Yes, that's overthinking. So start now from where thou art, and the vision will get clearer. The ideas will start adding up, and the what ifs will gradually find the then this. Thank you very much for watching. I believe you can start practicing what you've just watched by smashing the notification bell and clicking the subscribe button without overthinking. Thank you very much once again. I'll see you in the next video.